Hey, it's Jeff with BBQPlus, and we're going to spend a few minutes today talking about how to replace one of these guys. It's a controller from a Traeger, could be any of the other brands also, like a Pit Boss. They basically have the same type of controller as well on a lot of theirs, but it's pretty easy. There are different colors that you'll see, and we just need to make sure we plug the right things into the right places, and we're going to take you through that, so go ahead and watch. So here's the Traeger that I'm in the process of restoring, and this was the controller that I pulled out of it. And this was an older one, didn't have the shutdown cycle on it, and just really needed to be replaced. Now, one of the things that you'll notice is there's lots of different colored wires, which each run to a different connector. So I'm going to share with you how to connect those up, and we'll step through it. Here's that new controller. You see that all those wires are nice and bright. I pulled the hopper assembly off of here so that I could get easy access to it, but I did mount with one of the screws into the holes here where the hopper fits on the new controller. That way I make sure that it's grounded sufficiently for the testing. So give you a little tip here of what happened when I put these all together, and I'll show you the wiring diagram here. The purple wire goes to the hot rod, which is what ignites the pellets down inside the burn pot. This wire right here, which is the orange wire, goes to the main induction fan that's down on the bottom. So far we've got purple, which goes to the hot rod. We've got the orange, which goes to the main induction fan. Then we've got a red wire over here, and that red wire goes to the auger. Kind of comes up through a hole here and then mounts into the auger, which has got a little fan on the end. Now, your only other remaining wire, which is unique because it has 3 wires that come out, is the black wire. And you can see that that attaches right in here to the plug. So that's our main power there. So black is the main power, red goes to the auger, purple goes to the hot rod, and orange goes to that induction fan, or sometimes they call it a pancake fan, down on the bottom. So when I connected all these up, turned it on, boom, blew my circuit breaker immediately. So that is pretty much a telltale sign that this right here, which is the hot rod, is causing a problem. I've had this on numerous grills. I've had it on a Pit Boss that had that problem, also had it on a Traeger, and it's a really simple way to test it. Is what we're going to do is pull these guys apart, right like that, and I've got a new hot rod. So I'm just going to take that hot rod, and that, you'll see, has color coding on there also. So that's purple, which hot rod is purple coming out of here. So I'm just going to plug both of those guys together. And now I don't have it installed, but I've got it just loosely hanging here so that we can do a little bit of a test for it. So we've got it plugged in. I'm going to turn that to on. And we click that to the smoke setting right there. You'll see that the lights are on. You see here the auger fan is turning. You see in there the auger actually is moving. I sucked a lot of the pellets out of there, but you do see that that's moving. And the hot rod that I plugged in, that's not installed, is down here. But we're going to test that, and we're going to see. Yep, you can see that that's at, what, 279. So we see that that hot rod is coming up to temp, and that's working well. And also this main fan down at the bottom here is working as well. So the main induction fan is working. We've got the auger working. We know the hot rod is working. All ready to go. The only other connection, ooh, look at that. You can see that's really getting red. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. The only other connection that we have is this right here, which is the RTD Probe. This is what's inside the grill. Takes the temperature inside the grill, transmits that information into the controller so that it knows when to spit more pellets in there, based on needing to bring the temperature up or just allowing it to cool down and stop sending the pellets. So hopefully this is helpful, gives you all the information on how to replace that controller. I find these on Amazon. I think they're about 50 bucks, and they also come with some little probe ports so you can actually monitor what the temperature is inside the meat that's on your grill by plugging in here, running it inside your grill, and putting that probe into the meat. So hopefully this is helpful for you to be able to learn a little bit more about how to replace some parts. Pretty easy to do in most of these pellet grills. If you are liking what I'm doing here, please subscribe on there, turn on the notifications, give me a like, a little thumbs up, and also any comments. If you've got some other ideas or any problems that you're having setting up a new controller, I'd love to help you out. Hey, thanks for watching, and make sure you don't spend too much time with this guy in his garage playing with the pellet grill and getting it going. You figure out what you're going to cook in your backyard this weekend. Thanks for watching.